Hello students, I am Kadambini Balkrishna Patil, teacher in mathematics, presently working with Deccan Education Societies, Willingdon College, Sangli. We are started with our topic indefinite integral. Okay, in that also we are completed our exercise, first exercise based on our formulas, and we have seen some few formula last lecture. So we'll continue with that examples. For that we'll move towards the PPT. Okay students, this chapter is for 6 mark for your batch only. Okay, so we'll start with this, and here we are having the examples which we have to solve. In that also I have already solved in the last lecture this example, this one and this one. So we'll start with our fifth example. So we'll discuss our fifth example now. So we'll start with integration of 5 raised to 5 raised to x into 5 raised to x dx. Here immediately you will come to know that you need to substitute for 5 raised to x, as we are already started with substitution method. Okay, so what you will get, I equal to, first you need to say that this function is equal to integral f raised 5 raised to 5 raised to x into 5 raised to x dx. Okay, now substitute 5 raised to x equal to t. Differentiating, what you will get by differentiation, this is a raised to x formula. A raised to x, this differentiation gives you, this is equal to a raised to x into log a. This is derivative, and you are having 5 raised to x and this side t. So differentiating separately both the sides, you will get this as 5 raised to x log 5 dx is equal to dt. Now look at here, you are having only 5 raised to x dx. So what I will write? I will write this, or I will shift this log 5 to other side. So 5 raised to x dx is equal to dt upon log 5. Okay. So we'll substitute these values in our integration. So what you will get? You will get your 5 raised to x into dx equal to 1 upon log 5 dt. So if substitution is made, you will get this as integral 5 raised to t. Okay, and this completely becomes log t, dt upon log 5. Okay, so here you will get integration of 5 raised to t into 1 upon 5 into dt. Now log 5 is constant term. So 1 upon log 5 is constant, so you are able to take that outside. So once if you will take that outside, you know that you left with only 5 raised to t dt. Now 5 raised to t dt, this is a direct formula. So by this direct formula, you will get this as 5 raised to t 1 upon log 5 plus c. This 1 upon log 5 is already there. Okay, that is out of the integral sign. So you got this value as 1 upon log 5 into 5 raised to t into 1 upon log 5 plus constant of integration. Now these two terms are there. So you are able to write it's a square. Okay, so what will be our next step? Next step is that we'll combine this result. So combined result says that these two is nothing but the square. So 1 upon log 5 square, and resubstitute the value of t. You will get 5 raised to 5 raised to x plus constant of integration. Okay, so now we'll start with our next example, and that example is integral 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x dx. Now look at here. There is nothing to substitute if you'll see the example directly. But you need to convert in such a way that you are able to substitute. Now here it is e raised to minus x. So since it is an exponential function, it's easy to simplify. So what way you will simplify this? This is nothing but 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x. That gives you 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon e raised to x. Now if you will take the LCM, this becomes 1 upon e raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x. This denominator goes to numerator, and therefore this becomes e raised to x upon e raised to x plus 1. Now look at here, this function is simplified. Now you know that if you substitute for this, your integration will be simplified and you will get the value. So I equal to integral 1 upon 1 plus e raised to minus x dx, which gives you integral 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon e raised to x dx. So this simplification is nothing but integral 1 upon e raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x, which gives you e raised to x upon e raised to x plus 1 dx. Now we need to substitute e raised to x equal to So put e raised to x plus 1 equal to t. Okay, so what you will get, e raised to x plus 1 derivative is e raised to x, that you know that. So you will get this completely as dt. So substitute e raised to t equal to, e raised to x plus 1 equal to t. Now we'll begin with that. So you will get this as e raised to, here we have a substitution and directly I wrote the answer here because you know this type of example. So what you are doing here, I will show you here the steps which are in between. So here you need to substitute e raised to x plus 1 equal to t by differentiating both the sides, differentiating with respect to, or you can say differentiating both the sides. What you will get? You will get this as differentiating both the sides. Okay, both the sides gives you, this side you have to differentiate with respect to x, this side you have to differentiate with respect to t. So e raised to x dx equal to dt. That substitution gives you, your I is changed now. I becomes, look at here, I becomes dt upon e raised to t. Okay, so dt upon e raised to, is it e raised to? No, it is dt upon t. Okay, directly you will get dt upon t, which is equal to integral of 1 upon t dt, which is nothing but your log. So log of mod of t plus constant of integration. Now by replacing the value, you will get I equal to log of e raised to x plus 1 plus constant of integration. Okay, these are the middle steps over here. So here I wrote directly the answer because we know this type of concepts. So we have solved this way. Okay, next question is that 7th one, e raised to x 1 plus x upon cos x into e raised to x dx. Now look at here. What is this function? This function is nothing but it is a composite of product of composite function. So here you need to simplify. So first you take a product of the function because cos is simplified function. So if you will substitute for x into e raised to x as a t, we'll see that whether you will get your numerator or not. So for that we'll begin with our example. So here we'll start with our example like I equal to. So we will begin with the solution. I equal to integral e raised to x 1 plus x upon cos x into e raised to x dx. Now look at here. You know that if you will substitute x e raised to x equal to t, just now I told you, differentiating both the sides. What you will get differentiating both the sides? You are using a product rule here. What is the product rule? X as it is derivative of e raised to x plus e raised to x as it is derivative of x, that is 1 dx equal to dt. Means you are using the formula u into v derivative. So you will get du by dx into v plus v into du by dx. By this formula you will get immediately the value x into e raised to x plus e raised to x into 1 into dx equal to 1 dt. Now if you will simplify this, this is nothing but, look at here, you will get, you are able to take this e raised to x common. So if you will take e raised to x common, you left with 1 plus x dx. Now 1 plus x dx is nothing but it is dt. It is a numerator of the given function. So numerator of the given function, this completely is dt. So you are able to write this as, so now your integration becomes, what it becomes? This completely term is dt and this becomes cos t. So integration of 1 upon cos t dt. Integration of 1 upon cos t is nothing but 1 upon cos is sec. So immediately you will get integration of sec t dt. Previous lecture only we saw that what is the integral of sec t dt? That is log of mod of sec t plus tan t. Okay, plus constant of integration. And now replace the value of t. So by replacing again whatever we are substituted, you will get log of mod of sec x into e raised to x plus tan x into e raised to x plus constant of integration. Okay, we have seen these formulas also in previous lecture. So now next example, that is nothing but integral 1 upon 3x plus 7x raised to minus n dx. Again there is a negative power, means it's easy to simplify. So we'll start with that. So what is our simplification? First we'll say that I equal to integral 1 upon 3x plus 7x raised to minus n dx. Now I am able to write this as integral 1 upon 3x plus 7 upon x raised to n dx. Now take the LCM. By taking LCM, you will get this as 1 upon 3 into x raised to n plus 1 plus 7 upon x raised to n dx. Now look at here. This denominator that goes to the numerator. And by that method, what you will get, your function becomes now x raised to n upon 3 into x raised to n plus 1. This is the power of x plus 7 dx. Now, if we'll substitute for the denominator, you know that this is a constant, so derivative is 0. This you are able to take outside. Anyway, you are able to adjust the constant. But what will be the derivative of the variable? Derivative of the variable is n plus 1 x raised to n. Now look at here. This variable is already there and n plus 1 is again constant. So you are able to adjust that also. So we need to substitute in the denominator only t. So we'll substitute 3 into x raised to n plus 1 plus 7 equal to t. By this substitution, what you will get? Differentiating. By differentiating, what you will get? Differentiating, you will get 3 into n plus 1 x raised to n dx equal to dt. Now you have x raised to n dx in your function, and as usual this is a constant. So what you will write? You will write this as x raised to n dx equal to 1 upon 3 n plus 1 dt. Now look at here. So this value you need to substitute in your integration. So what you will do? You will substitute here 1 upon t into 1 upon 3 n plus 1 dt. Now this is constant. So that you are able to take outside the integral sign. So what you will get? You will get I equal to 1 upon 3 into n plus 1 into log mod of t plus constant of integration. Okay. So this is your final answer, because you want to replace the value of t, that is 1 upon 3 into n plus 1 into log mod of 3 x raised to n plus 1 plus 7 plus constant of integration. Okay. So this way we are completed with this example. Now next example is, that is 3x plus 2 into root of x minus 4. Okay. Now here is, this is a polynomial, and here also you can, since it is a linear, but you are able to say that it's a polynomial only. Now if you will substitute, because root sign is always a problem. So you need to simplify the root sign. That you have to keep in mind. So if you want to simplify a root sign, you need to substitute whatever inside the root. Suppose you are having x minus 4 in the root sign. So x minus 4 equal to t. So what will be the x value? X value is t plus 4. Immediately this will be simplified and you will get x power t power here, t raised to half. And you need to multiply and you will get your value. Okay. So this way you start thinking. Thinking is important. Then only you are able to solve the integral. You must think in right direction. Okay. Now next example is sin x plus a upon cos x minus b dx. So here we are using your expansions of sin a plus b, sin a minus b, or you are able to substitute in such a way that you will get the denominator also. Look at here. So here you are having an angle x minus b, you are having x plus a. So if you are able to adjust the angle, that is like x minus b plus a. So it becomes a similar angle to the denominator, and this will be the constant. Constant will okay with everything. So this gives you the constant angle, and which gives you the particular value. So expansion gives you particular value. So this is all about the 10th question. Now what is the next question? Next question is 11th one, that is e raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x minus 1. Already we know that e raised to x substitution is very easy to find out integral. Okay. Now 12th one. 12th is 1 upon 1 minus tan x. This is a trigonometry. You know that trigonometry is very easy to use it, or you have to use all your trigonometric identities here. So we'll begin with our example. So that example is nothing but integral 3x plus 2 root of x minus 4 dx. Now as we have already discussed, we need to substitute x minus 4 equal to t. So if you will substitute x minus 4 equal to t, you know that x equal to 4 plus t. Differentiating, what you will get? This side you will get only dx, and this side you will get dt. So dx equal to dt, and you need to substitute x value here. Here you will substitute t, but here you need to substitute 4 plus t and then expansion. So we'll start with our integration. Integration says that integral of 3 into 4 plus t, because this is the value of x, plus 2 into root of t dt. Okay, now you multiply by 3. So by multiplying 3, what you will get? You will get here, I'll simplify here first, that is 3 4s are 12 plus 3t plus 2. This is in one bracket and t raised to half dt. Look at here, because this is root t dt. So now 12 plus 2 is 14. So 14 plus 3t into t raised to half dt. Now again you multiply by t raised to half to every term. So what you will get? You will get this immediately as 14 into t raised to half. This is first term. Now here you are multiplying. So here if you will multiply, look at here. Here if you will multiply, you will get 14 into t raised to half plus 3t into t raised to half into dt. Now here this is as it is, 14 into t raised to half. But here there you are use the indices power. What is the indices? T raised to 1 into t raised to half. That means you need to add t raised to 1 plus half. So 1 plus half is t raised to 3 by 2. So here you are having 3 raised to t by 2 dt. Okay, now expansion. As usual here your 14 is constant term. So you will get integral of t raised to half dt plus 3 is constant, integration of t raised to 3 by 2 dt. Now you are using the formula integration of x raised to n dx. So which gives you x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant of integration. So what you will get? Half means half plus 1 is 3 by 2. Just now I have explained how it is. So you will get half means it is t raised to 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2. And here you are having 3 by 2, t raised to 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 plus 1, that gives you 5 upon 2. So here the value is 5 upon 2 divided by 5 upon 2. Okay. Now what? This 2 goes to the numerator. This 2 also goes to the numerator because it is denominator's denominator. So it is multiplied to 14. So 14 into 2, that gives you 28. So you will get this value 28 upon 3 and t raised to, here we will simplify first. This is 14 into 2 upon 3. T raised to 3 by 2. Look at here. Then this 2 goes to again numerator. So you will get plus 3 into 2 t raised to 5 upon 2 upon 5 plus constant of integration. So here now 14 2s are 28 upon 3. Now t value you have to replace. What is the value of t? That is x minus 4 raised to 3 by 2. 3 2s are 6. You will get 6 here upon 5 x minus 4 raised to 5 upon 2 plus constant of integration. Okay, this way you need to again resubstitute. You keep calm and you start solving examples one by one. So you will get the now all the result properly. So now 10th example, I have already discussed 10th example, that sin x plus a upon cos x minus b. That means you try to convert your numerator angle as the same as the denominator angle, at least one in it. So to convert that, you need to add and subtract b. So by adding and subtracting b, you will get your result. Okay. So I equal to integral sin x plus a upon cos x minus b dx. Now our adjustment. What is our adjustment? Look at here. X minus b plus a plus b upon cos x minus b. This adjustment is given by sin of x plus a you are having. So we'll write this as sin of x minus b plus a. Now look at here. This is plus minus b. There is no change in the angle. But you are able to write properly because it is in terms of x minus b together plus addition is commutative. I told you many times. So you are able to write a plus b. So here is your angle sin x minus b plus a plus b upon cos of x minus b. Now as usual, this is like a sin a plus b formula. What is sin a plus b expansion? Sin a plus b expansion says that sin a cos b plus cos a sin b, that we are using from our trigonometry. So you will get immediately after that. So that is nothing but look at here. This is your a and this one is your b. So sin A cos B. So sin x minus B cos of A plus B plus cos A, that is cos of x minus B sin of A plus B upon cos x minus B into dx. Okay. Now we'll start thinking about now separation of the denominator. So if you'll take the cos x minus b in the denominator, so what you will get as a first term? Look at the first term. This becomes sin x minus b into cos a plus b upon cos x minus b. At least this angle is same and this one is a constant term which you are able to take outside. Look at here, cos x minus b upon cos x minus b. Immediately this will get cancelled and you are having constant only. So this is more simplified than the first term. So you will get this as, look at here, this is integration of cos a plus b. Here you are having cos a plus b. Sin upon cos means tan of x minus b plus sin a plus b dx. Now this is a constant term. Don't forget this. Okay. So now you will take the constant outside the integral sign. So you got this value. Here I will explain now these steps and then we'll write this final answer. What are the steps here? Integral. Integral you cos of a plus b tan x minus b, that is in one bracket. So you will get cos of a plus b tan of x minus b plus integration of, what is the plus integration of? Sin a plus b dx. Okay. This sin a plus b is nothing but the constant term. So here also you will take this constant term outside. So what is the constant term in the first example? In the first term it is nothing but cos a plus b. So here you are able to take cos a plus b integral of tan x minus b dx. Okay. And here this sin a minus b is also constant. So you will get only dx, integration of dx. So this gives you, what it gives you? Cos of a plus b. Look at here. And this formula you already have. And that formula is nothing but log of mod of sec of x minus b. Okay. And here you will get this as sin a plus b is constant. So you will get only x. So here you are having x. So x into sin a plus b plus constant of integration. Okay, this way you need to solve this. So this is a simplification of your 10th example. So we'll begin with our next example, that is 11th one. E raised to x plus 1 upon e raised to x minus 1 dx. I told you that exponential functions are very easy to simplify because you want numerator in terms of the denominator. So what is there in the denominator? Only the difference of the sign. So you have to add and subtract 1. So e raised to x minus 1 plus 2 upon e raised to x minus 1 dx. Now if you will separate out, you will get your result. So what way you will separate? You take e raised to x minus 1 upon e raised to x as a first term. And what will be the second term? 2 upon e raised to x minus 1 dx. Okay. Now separate these two integrals. So what you will get? You will get this as 1 plus, because this e raised to x minus 1, e raised to x minus 1 will get cancelled. So you will get 1 plus 2 upon e raised to x minus 1 dx. Now integration as usual, integration of 1 dx plus integration of 2 upon. Here this one is the step. What is that step? 1 into dx plus integral of 2 upon e raised to x minus 1 dx. This is the separation. Now what will happen here? That you need to take e raised to x common. Once if you will take, this is as it is here. Okay. So this one is here. So what is the next step? Next step is integration of 1 dx as it is. And here 2 upon. You take e raised to x common. So here you will have only 1. And here you will get, in the second term you will get minus 1 upon e raised to x dx. But what is 1 upon e raised to x? 1 upon e raised to x is e raised to minus x. So this way you got here e raised to minus x dx. Immediately what is the integration of dx? Integration of dx you will get. But what about this complete term? For this you need to take 2 outside. Okay, so here what we'll do? We'll do that you will take 2 outside. So integral dx, now I'll write only dx, plus 2 into integral. This is 1 upon e raised to x. You are able to write minus e raised to minus x upon 1 minus e raised to minus x dx. Now you are able to say that its derivative is numerator. Why? We'll find out. What is the derivative of 1 minus e raised to minus x? Look at here. Derivative of 1 is 0. Minus as it is. You know that derivative of e is e. But what will be the derivative of minus x? That is minus 1. So minus minus plus 0 added in, everything is same number. So you will get e raised to minus x. So which is here. Okay. So this becomes f dash x upon fx form. This form we are already studied. F dash x means which form we are using? F dash x upon fx dx. This form we are converted this into f dash x upon fx, that is the corollary which we are learned in the last lecture. So we are using that. So what you will get, put 1 minus e raised to x equal to t. When substitution is there, you know that immediately you need to differentiate. So differentiating, what you will get? Differentiating, you will get e raised to, look at here. This is the explanation of how you are getting your numerator. So you will get numerator immediately as e raised to minus x dx equal to dt. So it's easy for second term. This is second integral. What you are substituting for second integral? There is no substitution for first integral. First integral immediately you will get. So you will get this is equal to 1 dx into 2 integral 1 upon t dt. So this is only for second integral. You will get this is equal to x as usual for the first, plus 2 into log of mod t plus constant of integration. Now replace the value of t. By replacing the value of t, what you will get? You will get here x plus 2 log mod of 1 minus e raised to minus x plus constant of integration. Now look at here. What you will have? This is your final answer actually. You will get this as x plus 2 log mod of 1 minus e raised to minus x plus constant of integration. But we are having many answers for this. What is the many answers? Here one answer is using the log property. That is log of 1 minus e raised to minus x square plus constant of integration. Not necessary to write the mod sign. Why? Because it is a square, you will get the positive number only. Okay, and one more, finally we can write one more type of answer is nothing but convert this negative power into positive power. So what you will get? You will get this as x plus, now look at here, you take 1 upon e raised to x, so you are able to write this as 1 minus 1 upon e raised to x square, okay, plus constant of integration. And if you will write this proper simplification, you will get this as log of e raised to x minus 1 upon e raised to x bracket square plus constant of integration. Okay, so this way also you are able to write, or you are able to write this as x plus 2 log mod of e raised to x minus 1 upon e raised to x plus constant of integration. Okay, these are all alternative answers. This one is first one, this is second one, this is third one, this is fourth one, and this is fifth one. So all answers are correct, and these answers are given in your MCQs. So try to find out which one is the nearest one. Okay, we'll stop here. We'll continue in next lecture. Okay, we are started with our examples which are based on the substitution method. So we come across all those examples. We'll continue in the next lecture for more examples. Thank you.